is outstandingly creative when we talk about a team that is usually so heavy on entry players. Yampi on Killjoy, Scream on Sage? This is not really screaming at us like, yes, this is going to be entry heavy. But we're gonna find out, Lothar. You know, this composition right here, no actual duelist, and this is Liquid.
Yeah, I mean, Yampi was so far only playing on Jet, right? In all of the competitive matches, that, at least that I have seen. I would have to quickly check the stats, but I don't believe that we have seen him on anything else. I love it. Cryptics already used the wall on A, so this gives another space for them to just have another defense line on A when there's so much presence on B and C as well. This is such a strong defense lineup on the Haven when this map is basically like a little bit, you know, favoring attackers in general. With this lineup, I feel like this is gonna be such a strong performance for Liquid on defense. So I'm not anticipating anything less below 8 rounds for them. Anything below 8 will be a failure, at least in my eyes, when it comes to this composition. And it's a very slow opening right now. Look at Angel taking the orb to fill up his ultimate charge. This is gonna be something that we're gonna see over and over on attack. It's so important for Angel to get his run it back as often as possible, because it's a second drone from a Sova, but this one carries a gun, which is I think like a bit of a difference. And now we're gonna have a very slow execute. This is such an interesting take from FPX, because a lot of map control is being taken by Liquid, and now there's a stack on A.
That's strong, and this is right now where the Molly comes in. Scream doesn't even stand a chance, and Liquid, they were trying to deny that one. No chance right here. This is going to be the Nanoswarm dealing damage, right click in the face of Link, and it seems like the defense has fallen massively. Spike's going down, no real worries on the side as though Soulcast comes flanking. It's not much more missing. Cryptics can try his best, and there's a tiny gap in the wall. Still right click, zip it off the server. But it's FPX who right now barricade that side off. No trespassing allowed. Cryptics should not find anything more at that point in time. He's just a bullet away from dying. And my goodness, Lothar, you saw that utility usage on A, you saw the Viper wall looking useful, and suddenly FPX, they find a way to counter you.
Yeah, there were a lot of small pieces that didn't go Liquid's way, right? The Killjoy's Nanoswarm that was being used backside wasn't destroyed by Brimstone, and that was basically what did deal a lot of damage and push them out of position. Then Scream was pushed out by the Brimstone Molly as well. Everything fell apart, even though they were pushing through the wall of Viper, which deals instantly 50 damage there. So there was a possibility of Liquid to just kinda get what they wanted, but they failed at duels. And now we have the throwaway round, at least for Liquid. They bought though a Spectre and 3 Sheriffs, so this doesn't really look like an entirely throwaway. It seems like an odd buy, but they have small shields, so they just actually forced with just the Sheriffs and small shields. A very high risk, medium reward, I would say, buy for Liquid, because it relies on hitting the heads with the Sheriffs so much. And now it's again a very tough situation for Liquid, because now they're sitting at 3 versus 5 on the map with 3 bomb sites, and they don't have a lot of map control.
Ah, well, Cass's Curse at it again, sipping, falling. Next might just come Angel, but man survives with 14 points of health. Can't be thankful that he has the Molotov. And there's a lot of room that FPX technically has. They got a bit of mid control, not too much. Garage doesn't belong to them. They kept C at least clear. So it's the point in time where they can still find themselves wherever they want. There shouldn't be too much of an issue for Demasic and Co. to enter the B side. If they feel like it, they definitely do. And as this comes in, Ashta's putting up the smoke on both links. No real chance. Soulcast might swing. Man's no. And what kind of damage can Soulcast and Yampi still deal? It would be great for them to deny FPX too many weapons for the next one, to deny them any economic growth. And as I say it, good luck, Soulcast.
Yeah, and this is a good situation for FPX to try to capitalize on, where Angel gets additional 1 orb, but because he dies. But now he's a 5 out of 6, and this will be the most important round for Liquid. This is gonna be the test, but it's also the moment where Angel is 5 out of 6. He's gonna take the orb, and he will have his run it back available. So it's gonna be awkward. Like this is the moment where Liquid will lose most likely another round, and it's gonna be a 3-0 for FPX. And everything everything that I wanted to not see happening for Liquid in the defense is happening, right? They have a very strong defense composition. They're gonna have a harder time on attack because of the lack of the duelist, and FPX will feel dominant right now, and this is why you see such an aggressive opening here. They know they're facing Liquid on a lower buy. They can take the AWP control. Angel didn't even take it because he knows he's most likely gonna get 1 kill, so they can play a little bit slower when it comes to that. And in general, like, look how default they have they're being set up on the map right now. They're just taking slow the map control of the map. Cat's attack now it's not being destroyed, and Dimastic takes the mid control. Oh,
ouch!
It's a little bit odd.
Yeah, painful dink. And as Dimastic most likely will not be the entry for the rest of the round. A slow approach from FPX as usual. We know this team is one of the slower ones when it comes to attack speed. Surely this also comes in mind when we talk about this team also finding frags even before they can put the spike down, but Liquid, they're changing the entire pace, swapping it all over to A, and this might pay off, Lothar.
Yeah, this might be actually a good choice, because now they're stacking and they're waiting for the wall to go down, and this is most likely going to push FPX into the hands of Liquid. But will the utility and the equipment be enough? Scream with the big opener!
And that was the big opener indeed. The shock darts are coming in, and now it's just 15 more. The time is low, the clock's working against them, and the entries are not there according to plan. That is even a Tasmanian Tiger biting, and as it's biting, there's no chance. Zippin won't bring this one down. Soulcast closes this chapter, and Team Liquid, they bite back as Tasmanian Tiger does.
Oh wow, what a gamble, and that payoff for Liquid so much. This round, winning this round brings life back to Liquid. Like, this is the round that they shouldn't have won, right? They had a Bucky, they had a Ghost, they had 1 Sheriff, and they were 5 versus 4, but FPX, they were taking their time, and that's something that I actually wanted to comment on because I liked it, right? They know they're playing against a Viper, they know they play against a Killjoy, so they're taking their time to deplete the fuel and destroy the utility from both of those agents, and because of that, they were just trying to, like, you know, just get a slower pace, but it didn't pay off because they were read by Liquid and just stacked one side. So very well played by Liquid, and let's hope that we're gonna see a lot more readable rounds like this from FPX for Liquid, of course. But at the same time, FPX will now probably gonna switch up the tempo and be a little bit more aggressive. This is the round where we're gonna see Angel with his run it back available. Now the question is, will he capitalize on this? Because they always will try to find and follow up the run it back, right? So to basically take a little bit of map control, get a little bit of space, maybe get a first blood, and then gain map control, because the defenders will always struggle if they're gonna be on an even footing when it comes to the amount of people alive.
And right now, again, here we saw that surely Cryptix seems to understand where FPX likes to end up late in the round. Also, this was where Brimstone has such a crucial role with this molly. Maybe that's gonna come in again. All the swarms are now hitting the B side, trying to deny any access from the link of A. The attacker Killjoy surely's giving them a lot of room. Spike's going down, but here they come with the approach. Here they come with the attack. First one in is Screams, trying his best, gets denied by Xiao. And those walls are thick, and you can't just deny them that easily. You have to break through. It's Soulcast is fine in the ult. For a second, I was a little worried that he's not paying attention to it, but in the meantime, Link falls, and that is the retake weakened again and again. Only 3 forces remaining. Yumpy most likely has to save with the $5,000 in his hands. You don't want to give a gift to the guys of FPX. Keep it in your hands, use it next round, and allow them to have the third.
That's a very tough call to make. Do you want to retake that B, or do you not want to retake that B? Even with the addition of the Viper wall right now, to just kind of separate the attackers between mid and side, it will help you a lot when it comes to retaking. You can just think about it like in a way that both A and B sides have built in now a way of allowing the defenders team to always retake from the side's side. And even this, in this situation, wasn't helpful enough for Liquid to make a call. Yes, we go in 3 versus 5. Let's get our chance at retaking the side. And this is a very tough call to make because it's dictated by both economical side of the team and the utility that you currently have. So it's a very tough call. But now look at FPX. They are changing up the tempo. They're scaring off presence on long A from Liquid, so they cannot play for that orb. And this is very interesting approach from FPX. Basically puts a lot of pressure on Liquid and doesn't allow them to build up that ult economy. And even though, you know, there's a lot of ult economy importance in this match, but it's not as important for Liquid as it is for FPX.
You will not kill my
Angel being brought back to life as the operator from Yampi was getting him down. Xiao is not finding anything over on B, and I'm not quite sure if they're going to declare that side as free. But here again, 4 seconds was faked. Yampi strikes, and those nano swarms now need to become very useful, and there they are. Yampi is pretty much shutting down Demasik, only down to 66 points of health. The wall's gonna be denied immediately, and this is a snake bite that could become a problem. Players are taking damage at that point, or they don't. As Yampi's just waiting for one wrong peek of you, Demasik. One bit of your shoulder, one bit of your backpack straps, and you'll be killed. But they let the time tick, and as the clock goes on and on, the spike goes faster and faster. The molly forces him away, but Yampi dies. You would think that the operator can do more, but this is Xiao, and he's gonna strike with full force. He's not making it enough. But costly it is, not costly enough. Majority survives, and Team Liquid prevail once more.
That was such a good retake, and it's more of the retake was actually happening like not in front of our eyes because of the Viper Wall. The Viper Wall actually pushed FPX to be very close to the entrance of B, and this is not a position that you would like to be in because you're clumped, right? You're clumped into one spot, and you're easy to be taken out because you're just in the lines of the crosser of everyone from both sides, from Link A and Link C. But I really like the approach of both teams. Like you can see that they kinda respect the way the other team is playing, but they always have something in the back of their heads already prepared to counter it. Now we can see also the pull, the gravity hole to basically do what we have seen in the previous round. Angel was trying to put pressure on that long A to destroy the wall from the set of the previous round. This round we have seen the gravity wall. But in the meantime, mid is again Yampi, the same repetition of the previous round. He just gets a first blood on mid because there's no utility being used to clear that angle.
Right. Big issue, and the bot has been spotted in time. Seems like they swap the pace. There we go. Over on the C side. As Cryptix, it doesn't seem like he has been seen by the opponent. The good part for him is he would have his ult, but he also has his rifle. That doesn't matter though. Taken out, but it's Scream again. The headshot machine strikes on 2. Xiao remains, and that is now a single Sova against Free. We had this. The deja vu doesn't turn out to be that great, and you mentioned it, Lothar. This operator has to be countered to some degree. Either you leave out the side of B, either you say, you know what, we let Killjoy do whatever she wants, or you deny him. And with Astra, I imagine you could.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of utility that can definitely be a pain in the back for Yampi. When it comes to, like, you know, having angles possible, right? Angel has his wall, has his flashes. Shadow on Astra has so much arsenal to just disrupt Yampi's position. But the thing is, where's Yampi, right? You have so many possible angles that you have to clear. Right now, he's standing on C long. But I really like how Liquid is approaching the defense. Look at the positioning. They're stacking A. They know B is being controlled by the utility from Killjoy. They can delay the plant for such a long time because of the nanoswarms on side, and they can delay the push on C long because of the toxin cloud. You cannot just go through it and just hope for the best, right? You can just instantly just die to a snake bite, or you just go through with 50 HP, and what do? You die to 2 bullets. But now, Angel again, very fast push with the gravity well on long A, but they're going straight into a stack from Liquid.
It seems like Angel realized what's happening over on A, that they don't react and they don't contest that position anymore. As he might be in a bit of trouble. Slowed he is, but can return. And that wall is temporary. Shoot it down and it's gone. A short control could belong to Fun plus Phoenix if they push a little further.
Launching smoke.
But nothing happening for now. It's stalled. It's slowed. And somewhat back to the drawing board here, Lothar.
Yeah, but the thing is, the fuel from Viper is still available. The once that call happens from Liquid, just, you know, when you the wall, it stalls down 15 seconds from FPX, basically. Because you don't want to risk it. You don't want to go for the wall, right? This is why I do perceive Viper as a sentinel, because it's Toxin Cloud is basically a nanoswarm that can be activated a few times during the round. And to some degree, you can argue that the wall is currently working in a very similar way. This is why there has to be a lot of respect being paid by FPX to the position being guarded by Viper. Look, FPX now executes on the side, but it's only Angel on the side. And that's it. No one else was being followed up, but the entire A side was clear. So now a full retake from Liquid was gonna happen on A side.
Oh, that looked dangerous. So close that Scream just jumps out and eliminates your spike planter. But Link got his ult, and that Cosmic Divide might be not as useful as you think. Both come in, that's Defender Killjoy, it's everything raining down right now, and Scream is the one who's also raining down. Forecast is looking Belgian today. And as Soulcast chimes in, the Brits taking over. That site might just belong to Liquid. As here comes the Toxin. It's uncomfortable, it's dangerous, and it's not that easy to retake. As one ult after another is being used, Soulcast is on it, and Yampi's now holding it with the operator. He wants to bait the shot, and it's Xiao's time to strike! It's Xiao's time to strike! He can't deny it! And Shadow comes in as well! It looked safe, it looked sound, but Liquid gotta come down from that horse. It's the 4 for FPX.
That was so close. Like, it was literally milliseconds from being diffused. But you can see how important utility is like in the case of a retake, right? This Viper wall cut off entirely. A short cuts off entirely A long, and they have to pray that they have good positioning, you know, a good positional read on the diffusers, because otherwise you're just gonna lose to someone sticking to the spike, right? And that's something that is uncomfortable for the attackers, but FPX prevails. And this is all of those, like, you can see all of those moves have intent behind all of the utility being used in either attacking or retaking the side. And it's such an amazing feat from both of those teams. But now Viper absolutely closed out C-Long. Like, you cannot go through that. You just cannot. Even with the run it back, if you do that, you're just one bullet away from dying. No one is gonna follow you up, right? Because people would have to go through the Viper ultimate, and everyone will be just basically at 1 HP. One snake bite, you can't go through anymore. You just die instantly to one tick. So you can see FPX now kinda go back to the drawing board, and they're gonna try to get mid, but Yampi again!
There's Yampi.
Third time, first blood on mid with the operator.
I have to say, I'm in love with the proactive approach of the Finn, but proactive, well, Angel's coming for it. They know that Cryptic's now on the left-hand side, which doesn't bring them anything right now except the Nano Swarm, which is millimeters away from the feet of Viper. The man is not out of the corner, but they might just imagine that's the case. They don't understand maybe how this player is gone yet, but they change pace again. The B site might be the object they desire, and yes, they do. And once more, it's the operator in combination with Scream. Well, there's no chance you can avoid both of them. Brings them down to just one player. Shadow eliminates it. And here's the thing for me, Lothar. All the utility usage we see from Yampi is making me happy. The reason why is it was opening up a lot of room with his operator previously. But now, it's Yampi's accuracy, Yampi's game sense, plus utility that's actually stalling. And that's par excellence. I love it.
Yeah, and also I feel like if he's not gonna play Jet on the next map, we're gonna see a way less deaths for Yampi in overall in this match. Like, he was a little bit overzealous when it comes to the usage of dash. He was so aggressive and he was dying like 50-50 times, and Yampi again. What?
So crazy. Lothar, you have to imagine that I don't think Yampi ever has lost an opening duel in this game. On this map, I cannot recall a single death. Sure, my memory is horribly bad, so it doesn't have to mean a thing. At the same time, maybe 1, maybe 2 at max, but he's consistently diminishing in FPX right here, who
Well,
seem intimidated.
This is the 9th round, and so far Yampi opened it 4 times with a kill, with an operator, either on mid or on A long in this case, right? So A short. So right now Yampi is just proving to be excellent, excellent piece of like he's the strongest, let's say, chain of the link in Liquid right now, because he's just pulling so much weight. As a defender, you want that advantage on Haven. Haven is just such a tough map to play as a defender. So I love the way that they build the composition, love the way they play now with confidence when it comes to utility. Look how frightened FPX is. They just cannot go into a site with full blast.
Full blast, you mentioned it. Screams eliminating the IGL off the FPX side, but Shadow has the antidote to that, but only against 1. Suddenly they all fall, and they bring it down to Shadow. Surely not impossible, but not the easiest task at all. FPX bring him down to 2. That's somewhat costly, and also a good additional bonus on the side of FPX. When we take a look at the ults though, this could be now a useful round to finally find a way to counter Yampi. You have a revive, which somewhat gives you an extra life, and at that point, you can try to figure a way, because when we look at the previous few rounds, Lothar, we saw that Astra was putting her star sometimes down in mid to get the early aggression of the Finn away. But mid-round, he seemed to be way more lethal.
I mean, I feel like it's just every single part of the team is just right in the right place, right? Everything has its meaning, everything has its strong suit, and everything plays in tandem. And I'm just in love of how Liquid right now is playing map control. Look at the switch up. From B, we had seen the turret and both nanoswarms being played, but now we have seen an alarm board in the double doors with 1 nanoswarm in the window, because you know, this is the first miss, by the way, from Yampi on the opening track. You know that FPX will have to switch up their attack lines because of the way the Viper utility just pushes them out of positioning. And Angel, again, tries to take that B control. They have the plan because of the lockdown being used by Dimasik, but Liquid is just ready for that retake.
They are ready for the retake. Scream is still being beheaded. And as he's out of the equation, Angel continues. Surely this could be a round that finally works, but there's still the defender Killjoy ready, and that lurks denied. Shadow was not born yesterday. The man knows what to do. And as Soulcast and Cryptics can try their best, I don't have too much hope that Liquid can extend their lead, but look at the Toxin. This is why it's so useful. It doesn't only get a short, the entirety of B is away. And so they might just all fall. It's FPX finding the 5th. But it looked for a second like it got too close.
Yeah, and this was definitely not an easy task. Like, the Liquid had the means to take that retake. They had Yampi's lockdown to counter the area that they lost from Dimasik's lockdown himself, right? Because that was just basically used to free up the space on site and go in. But the problem is they already had lost a player, right? Scream was the first to lose his life when they were trying to retake the site. And still, the most important fact is that Cryptics was alive to have that role active. But again, it was just not enough. But let's focus on the next round, because we don't have a lot of time to actually talk about anything. Like Angel, again, pushing. He's the part of FPX that has to put that pressure. At least that's the way they play right now. And you can see that, and now he's trying to get control of double doors. The smoke from Astra eliminates an angle. They clear with the stun, go on side, and now Angel will find the frag. He gets it.
He does. So crucial to open it up, but there was a tiny gap. Soulcast being countered and also thrown into the coffin. There's a round coming the way of FPX, but that chapter is not closed. As a revive, though, seems impossible. Scream, the unfortunate part for him, he can't do much about it. There comes a Cosmic Divide, which doesn't allow Liquid any vision towards the opening points of C. Deep down C long, they can't really enter over the spawn. Same goes for their own spawn. Don't even talk about Garage. The round pretty much seems over at that point, Lothar, and the final one of the half is going to be crucial, as sure, there's a little bit of decimation when it comes to the economy, but a thing that I have to mention to you here is that when we take a little look at FPX and how they played against Gambit, the attacker side offered FPX to set the pace. That was the point in time where they were getting back into the game. Same goes for Liquid against BBL. And this is where I'm worried right now for the mainly CIS team.
Well,
Last round
I'm not
before
sure
the
if
switch.
we're gonna have to like be worried about FPX on defense, because I feel like Liquid's build right now of their team is just not favoring them as attackers, but maybe I'll be proven wrong, and hopefully we're gonna see something very creative from the lack of duelist composition. But so far, FPX can consider this half a success, in my eyes at least. You know, 6-5 and a possibility of going 7-5 against a build of a Viper and a Killjoy and a Sky and a Sage. Like, the Smoker's always there, right? So don't really take that into account. But the rest of the team is just so defensively built. And now again, Angel gets that pressure, doesn't allow to get the orb. But Scream is available to, he gets that. Oh, what a nasty one time. Not a one time, but one bullet. Just enough to get Shao off the board.
And that's long control. They've been fighting for this for an eternity. And
Oh, what a save from Scream.
What a save, really. I mean,
Player here.
the Guardian Angel right here for Link. But still, Long is not in the hands of FPX. They keep on fighting. They keep on spending utility.
like that.
It's not belonging to them. And they can just back off. Get a heal back on Link if they can. 100 HP back on Buffman Brimstone. And what did FPX gain here?
They lost only a utility. And that's the thing, like, even if you get a kill on someone on a long there, will you push it? I mean, there's a Viper wall with so much fuel available, but Yumpy in! Oh, what a timing! Timing god!
Ah, it's insane. This is timing god Yumpy. Swiftly adapted to the Killjoy. 30 seconds. Here's the Bucky for you. Lothar's favorite is calling. And with 30 points of health, it could have been Bucky joining there as well, but that round might be done and dusted. 20 seconds, 4 players. Nice Hunter's Fury you have there, but not a game changer. And, you know, just adding up to the late kind of plan times, if he even puts the spike down, that would be Shao in this case. But it ain't working. 6-6 and FPX swapping to the side where they have an insane record
Switching
of
sides.
76%
success rate.
Well, we're gonna have to see how the pistol round goes, because I feel like the story of this half was being just written by the pistol round and then the follow-up after that, right? Liquid forced the second round, which you can argue, was that a good decision? Was that a bad decision? They lost the second round and they couldn't build up the economy. And it's especially important because Yumpy relies on the operator so much, right? How do you build up that economy if you force the second round and lose it, right? And we still have seen Liquid bounce back because of the way that the entire team composition works. It just thrives on defense. Now my worry is, let's see how they're gonna do it on attack. The Viper wall separates a C in half, so there's a little bit of space gained, but we can see that there's a peak on C, that they know there's no one pushing right now on C long, and Scream is just trying to bait some reaction from FPX on double doors. In the meantime, they're slowly building up towards B, but there's an alarm bot. They don't know about it yet.
There. It seems like Soulcast might have seen it. Nope, the alarm bot might just strike. Sippin is going to counterwall himself, but Scream's already up there. He used his own little ice blocks to get elevated. Here's the Frenzy for you, and the Belgian just knows how to use that tiny pistol so well. Gained control, the territory belongs to them, and if the B-side retake works, I have my doubts. As though Demasik tries, the triple is already in the hands of Scream. And the fourth one as well. This is...
He just got a
I mean,
full kill.
he just swings. He just swings, and this is Scream for you. Whatever
Confidence.
agent, he's gonna do it.
That's the confidence, coming in. He knows that he has a superior gun. He can just take those wide swings because he can counter-strafe or just not counter-strafe at all and still be accurate. That's the power of pistols, and that's the power of the SMGs, right? You don't have to stand still while being relatively close to your opponent. So it gives you an edge because your opponent has to track your movement and be accurate at the same time. But Scream getting 4K, that's not something that anyone anticipated in the pistol round, and he's already so built up on the ultimate. Yumpy a little bit late on the turret, paid in with health, paid in blood when it comes to that timing. Now Scream with Bulldog is trying to get a control on C-Long. He's gonna be the duelist, right? He's gonna be the duelist Sage because they don't have a duelist. Oh, he did spot one player. He spots two, but he's being caught off guard in the middle of the alley. That's not a good sign.
No, and it seemed to me, Lothar, that he wanted to escape as he saw Phoenix, and he thought he's just gonna die off the flames that he puts on the ground. That didn't happen. Nice try with the bunny hops.
That's awkward because they left the weapon out for like good 10 seconds for FPX to pick it up, but they see that no one picked it up. That gives a small message, right? That gives a small message. No one is trying to get control of C. So because of that, FPX is currently like stacking up in front of it. They know they also committed with the Viper wall, which gives a small advantage, especially important now when it's a 4v5 and against an eco, right?
Yeah, and here's the side split.
30 seconds left.
Star has been planted. It's not there yet. They're intimidated. Here comes the smoke, and Cryptic's just pushing through it. Oh, Shadow knows. But Shadow, he's not hitting the shots according to plan. Not at all. It's Demasik who's making the difference. And the man from Kazakhstan, he's falling. Xiao can try his best. Could have put the dart down on the site.
Spike planted.
But I got my doubts that this is going to work. The ghost in hand, and surely a good bit of information he might just gain. If he throws the right dart, he'll know where both of them are. He knows where to align his crosshair. That plant very deep. Knows that it can't be for long. Halfs it. Considers so. Is already on the half. But a little too far. A little too long. Cryptix denies it. 8 for Liquid. They're on it, Lothar.
Well, they lost a lot of people, right? They lost 3 players, so a lot of weapons have to be rebought now. So this is not definitely not a successful round for Liquid. This is somehow of a success for FPX by destroying a little bit of economy on that bonus round. Although they did buy some of the pistols, like we have seen the sheriff here from Demasik and some ghosts, but they still be able to buy a lot of rifles and still have every single piece of utility what is needed. But now this is gonna be the test. Does Yampi get a first blood again?
Yeah.
On the attack.
Uh-oh. A thing I love about Yampi is the way he checks corners so systematically. And Demasik, his shoulder patch just shown. A millisecond, his arm is out. And the Finn knows how to capitalize on it.
He was so conscious. I'm just gonna jiggle peek with my knife out, get an info if someone is peeking that long. But little does he know, Yampi doesn't miss those, man. What an insane opening kill. Like, that's just absolutely invaluable.
You don't miss.
For Liquid right now.
It simply doesn't. Put the sniper in his hands, and once you gaze down the barrel, your heart stops beating. That's what this man has shown so far, and Shadow considers to make the move around, but the firing squad is just around the corner to decimate him immediately. Down to 3 players. Retake capabilities are somewhat limited, especially as both Shadow and Demasik are not there anymore. Could have been extremely pivotal to have the utility off Astral Rift right now. All the smokes, the gravity well, the stun, but it ain't here. And with the information, you might have a slight advantage, but this doesn't seem to happen. They call it off, the safe is there, and it's another player falling. This is masterclass from positioning, just regarding that by Yampi, because he picks the best angle to get anyone who wants to pass from garage to mid or the other way to, for example, either swap positions or push the spawn. And that is FPX down by 3. The majority has to buy back in.
That's gonna be a tough round for FPX. Link dies and Sulkas dies. Oh, that's not really a big problem right now. They are swimming in cash, so they can rebuy. Look at Cryptics with almost 7k available. And, you know, we can talk about, how Liquid punished now FPX on this first buy round and won the bonus run. But it just all just falls down on Yampi getting that opening kill. This is so important to mention because on Haven, you just cannot play as effectively on defense with this kind of lineup as FPX has when you lose 1 player already, right? And that was Killjoy. So you have all that utility just gone. But now, mid, just being taken by Liquid. It got a little bit of informations. FPX has Angel on B. He used one of his flashes, so that's gone. And now they're trying to get control of A short while slowly building up and advance their plan towards a execution. Cryptix with the spike still next to Garden, but he's slowly creeping up to the rest of the team. Scream holds an angle in A short, most likely not gonna push, he's just gonna close it and just hold for the rest of the team. But Zippin with that peek gets a kill, but is being traded by Scream. Shao in the meantime gets a kill on Cryptix, so no post plant possible.
This is so brilliant. That could work.
Unless this will exactly happen. Scream will get the revive on Cryptix right now.
You will not kill my ally.
Welcome back to the server, mate. Man equalized and 40 seconds left on the clock. A bit of a redundant wall of Viper is not going to help them for the moment as it's put on C, but swapping up the pace, sure, that can work.
30
Shao
seconds left.
and his crew are down by a man. 3 soldiers left, and to be accurate, only 1 over on the side of A. He's unfortunately missing his shots, and all the steps are coming close. Can't find Scream, and it's free real estate for Liquid. The Prancing Horse once more
Planted.
steps on the site, takes control, makes it their territory, and there's nothing to lose here for Demon Sick and Shadow. Go for it. Try your best, get any exits as you can, and that's exactly what they're doing.
The thing is, they have to also consider, well, is it worth to destroy our opponent's economy, or just maybe let's just die to the spike? But hey, Shadow has a kill with that one Phantom. He can save that. Dimasic is 6 out of 7 on his ultimate, so it's probably just worth getting, you know, trying to get a 1 exit kill, or just dying to a player, because you don't get an orb if you die to a spike, right? So that builds up the possibilities for the next round. And let's see what he doesn't do it.
Nope, he can't. And that's even a rifle that can't be brought through here.
Wait, so Dimasic just doesn't die, and he's just left with the Sheriff, and now he has only 2.3k.
Well,
that is awkward.
it is what it is.
He would, so if he had 2.3k, he would have gotten 900 more. That means he would have 3.2. So he would not be. He couldn't buy then a small shield and a rifle. So this is why he's taken this decision. He knew that he's not gonna have enough cash to have a rifle, small shield. So he opted for just saving the Deagle, the Sheriff, and the small shield, and just rebuy the Spectre to have like both possibilities covered, right? Long range, he's gonna go for the Sheriff. Close range, he's gonna go for the Spectre.
And the thing about Liquid for me is
Out of charges.
a team that ever since its change was not so present. And everyone I asked, every single team, they always said this team needs time. Give him some months and they will flourish. And all of them were right. Liquid were asleep the last time they played this map as the first one in the best of 3 against BBL. Nothing worked out. They changed up comp, not a single duelist in the lineup, and it works brilliantly so far.
That's a very slow execution, but I like the conditioning from the Viper Wall. Every single round, the Viper Wall is exactly positioned in the same way, which conditions FPX to try to counter that position, right? This is why Angel, that's Shadow on the platform is just taking vision of C, but in the meantime, Cryptix just takes control of B with his ultimate. They don't have to be aggressive, they don't have to push that, but Angel just goes in and gets Scream in the meantime while running it back.
True, and Cryptix is not allowed to die. If he falls, his ult is suddenly disappearing. It just dissipates. And this means that one of the win conditions for this B site is suddenly vanished. You don't want that under no circumstance. And as I'm saying that, they might just find Link. Here's the dart. Good information gained. And those are free kills. Where could they be? Zippa knows. And that means Cryptic falls. FPX can only remain on the single fin, as Yumpy has been an excellent player so far. It just might be his shooting gallery. Get the drum and bass playlist going. Find some exits. Nice and great. But it's a sign of life from FPX. Finally coming back in the second
10
half.
seconds left.
And the MVPs of this round was Angel with a run back. He gets 1 kill, goes back, he's still alive, right? But Zippen, his positioning was pristine to counter that Viper ult, right? He was waiting for Shao to give an info where someone is, and after the recon board, he was able to get 2 kills because of the way that Liquid just had to play around it, right? This is where you see Zippen just getting the double kill and opening up the entire side because of the just numbers game, right? They had 4 versus 2 at that point, if I'm not mistaken. So both Angel and Zippen instrumental to the success of this round, and this is where it was so crucial to just not crumble under pressure and then be in a very awkward spot when it comes to the economy. Yumpy, will you get it? There's one player on the platform, but no, this time it's Shadow. It's eye for an eye.
Weird. You wouldn't expect this. You wouldn't have expected that this happens in this game, but once in a while, it just comes that way. Liquid are on double digits, and the team who usually relied so much on the entries of Yumpy now need to change the pace. They wait in front of the gates of C, maybe just go back to the basics with your Viper wall, and as the screen goes up, take the side. But at the same time, Lothar, FPX are not taking too much ground. They don't proactively want to rule out the positions, but here it comes. FPX are sending their players in, and only 2 more remain. The wall's going down at one point, the gravity well is coming in, here comes the nano swarm, everything to stall you is there on the C side, but the smokes from Link are just about to be set. It doesn't change the matter of fact that Shadow still needs to stay alive. Liquid bring it back right now, and here's the wall coming your way. 2 more remain. Liquid gotta make a decision. There's the spike for you. Funny-wise, if Link would have planted, this was giving him the option for the orbital to strike. They don't do so, but Xiao, good information he has. Still 1 dart he could bring in, and that means Cryptix, who has been spotted but not tagged, needs to turn it around. It could be a clutch to make it the 11th, but he's spotted, he's known, he's still finding frags. 1 more it is. Zippen, he makes the move over the wrong side. Angel falls, and Zescht versus Viper. The question is it gonna be the snake bite biting? It just might be. He can't half it, not much more to do, and the time is working his way. Cryptix ain't peeking. He's playing it slower and slower. Second one again, and there's not a chance. He's sticking, but he's falling. Liquid clutched it out with Viper, and there were Vipers in the grass. They started to bite you.
Ooh, so much was happening in this round, and I have to like. Hopefully we have enough time, so I'll be quick. You mentioned that FPX wasn't taking a lot of map control, and that's because they had an advantage. It was 5 versus 4 during that round, and I feel like that was played well. But the thing is, when they had an advantage of 4 versus 2 and just waiting for Liquid to just go on the side, they could have maybe make a call to make a full retake, but they lost 2 players on the C side, and that opened up the entire plan. And then the unfortunate info from the drone gave, Cryptix's position away, but Cryptix was fast enough to change position to backside. The recon arrow was a little bit late, and because of that, we have seen Shao take an unfortunate 1 versus 1 fight against Cryptix where no trade was allowed, right? And that's where Cryptix won the entire round by that 1v1 against Shao, because that stalled the time, allowed him to play the snake bites, so he was not being, being pressured enough in this case.
I mean, Lothar, if I don't see a video of you recapping this unfortunate failure from FPX and the great take of Liquid, then I don't know. Then if this is not YouTube content for Lothar, I don't know.
That was such a complicated round, but it's such a great round to analyze. But here, Zippen, in the meantime, had a chance to maybe get a double kill. There was 4 people just in front of him, but it's unfortunate for FPX. 4 versus 5 now, 3 versus 5. This is gonna be a tough round for FPX. Angel saving grace. He gets one. He gets.
There's the wall.
It. He gets the one.
Oh, this is where the Cosmic Divide is not a Viper wall. This is not the screen where you can shoot through. It is not penetrable. And this brings it down to Shadow. Man has one Hercules task ahead of him. The wall's starting to dissipate. Oh, he just attacks him. He doesn't take him down. It's still possibly working for the man. Got stars in his pocket. Could put them down. And there's more to come. 5 bullets reload. As he's back on 30, this is surely a moment where it's a do or die. You have to make a move. Cryptix denies you in it. 12 to 7.
Well played by Liquid. I'm really impressed. After the Cosmic Divide happened, you could see that Liquid just had a brief moment of communicating between each other. What's the plan? and that's where the utility was being synergized. So we have seen from Link, we have seen the orbital strike being used on backside, but at the same time, when that orbital strike was being used, we have seen Cryptics use his Snake's Bites to cut off the CT exit, and because of that, someone who was in the position on the backside was pushed out in the open, and then basically he's just a bait to just being eaten, you know. So Liquid had a plan how to counter what happened in that round, and it's such a pleasure to watch.
I mean, Liquid overall in this map, it felt a bit like you open a Kinder Surprise and wait, what is this toy I'm getting? And suddenly it's the best thing you could ever have asked for. Liquid just on the edge of taking a map where you would have thought it's an easy one for FPX. But they picked it, and they picked it for a reason. Maybe due to the composition. They still take the garage ground. And Soulcast, is he gonna bang Shadow out of the corner? No, but Demasic's falling.
Okay, well, no one expected that to happen. Scream with that kill, that's such a big opener. Now, Dimasic, you know, it doesn't matter that one player is dead, but if a Killjoy is dead, that's even worse, right? You lose so much ground because of that. Shao, with that Spectre on long, he can't do much. He's being tagged by 100 damage. He has to go back to CT, play retake, while Liquid is just getting free real estate.
This molly, this combination with the wall, yeah, it's just perfect coordination. You saw that he was being elevated here, Link. Puts the molly in the window, and that's the way you can easily do it. Now, it's all gone, and welcome to my world. Well, more likely, welcome to the world of Liquid.
But that
As they put in
ultimate is
all the
being
ults.
used to maybe counter it.
Oh, this is not going to be easy, Lothar. They just try their best, but those ults, do they make a difference? Because for me, it doesn't seem to be that way. Scream takes Angel out. And as one after another falls, it is a disaster for FPX on this first map. It didn't work according to plan. The ace of Scream denied. Soulcast wants a piece of that cake. But here you go. And it might be all done and dusted. Xiao will try his best, but the 13-7 is secured. Liquid start off with success on this map.
I am super impressed. I was a little bit worried about Liquid's attack side, but it turns out that Yampi, you know, is a big factor on those opening kills to get an advantage over FPX. And in general, the utility usage is just amazing. You can see everything is rehearsed. You can see everything is being practiced in scrims. You can see there's a specific playbook, and that serves you when the teams are just being, when the team is just communicating. Oh, I molly this, you molly that. I smoke this, I cut off this, and they have every single angle just always in the sight. So FPX kind of looked lost when they were just having to fight against the constant pressure of utility being just cast upon them. And it's amazing. When you consider it, it's 5 mollies in this team. Brimstone, Killjoy, and Viper.
It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I'm astonished by what we have just seen. And, you know, if we were going to find out that there are going to be more surprises with the agent compositions, we will see. We will head over to the living room of Team Liquid. It's going to be Bind. We're going to see in a second. But you better don't go anywhere. We'll just head into a little break and be right back.